Turning now to technology, Elon Musk is set to become the new owner of Twitter. The $44 billion deal would be the biggest leverage buyout in at least 2 decades. Plenty of questions remain about what happens next, what it means for the future of digital media and journalism. Joining us now is national business and tech journalist Shibani Joshi. Good morning, Shibani. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Giselle. Yeah, we've digested this news for a couple of days. It feels less shocking for sure today.
I don't know. I'm still shocked. First, I want to start here before I ask you what it means. $44 billion. Is it worth it? Does it make sense? Is it surprising, unprecedented?
Well, it is definitely unprecedented, Giselle, and you can look at this acquisition in 2 different ways. From a business angle, if you're a Twitter shareholder, if you've looked at the stock price since it IPO'd in 2013, unfortunately, it's been pretty flat over the last almost 10 years. And compared to what the markets have done, if you're a shareholder, you're pretty disgruntled. If you look at the user growth, it's got about 230 million users compared to billions that Instagram and Facebook have. So the company has a business issue in terms of not being able to grow in the same way as other platforms. So from a business angle, this does make a lot of sense because growth has been stalled for a long time. But the political implications, the social network and social sort of fabric implications, the fact that the billionaire has continued control, bigger control over a huge communications platform. That's the stuff that I think that has all of us talking at the water coolers.
Yeah, well, what a difference $44 billion makes, because the shareholders were first saying, oh, no, we have to preserve our democracy. But then that number skyrocketed, and I think you're right. They looked at those share prices and said, I think this is a sale that will go through. Forget that poison pill. So Elon Musk has said very little about how he plans to make the business work, other than he wants to loosen restrictions. What do you think the business plan is here?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's what everybody is trying to figure out, what Elon Musk continues to use the Twitter platform for. And he's been very vocal. And this is the challenge of social media and formats like Twitter. It has growing influence. We know that it's had influence on presidential elections, on geopolitical temperatures out there. And when you have somebody now privately controlling it, it gives this person a lot of influence. Now, he has talked about wanting to make Twitter unrestricted, more all about free speech, removing things like censorship and bringing back users. For example, the former president, Donald Trump, bringing him back into the mix, and then making it more of a digital town hall, a place where people can come to the center, come to this platform and say whatever they want in an uncensored way. It sounds good in theory, but we know that can spread misinformation, propagate hate speech. I mean, we have legislators on Capitol Hill trying to clamp down on social media, and what you have is Elon Musk saying, let it go unfettered, let it be what it is. It's really in contrast what people are wanting right now.
Right, and President Trump has said he will not return to Twitter. We don't know if that will change. But so how do you think this plays out? Because it's not just legislation here in America. It's also legislation in different parts of the world that have their own restrictions. So how does he take over and then do what he says he wants to do, create a more democratized platform?
Well, he's not going to be able to. I mean, part of being a global company is you have to play by localized rules. So if he wants to play in parts of Europe, he's going to have to abide by different rules in the EU. If he wants to play in China, if he wants to play in other parts of Asia, you have to have a localized strategy for a global platform. Now, what remains to be seen is how much of this is going to lead to a business strategy. I mean, he says he wants less control on content, more free speech. He wants to stay away from account bans. That's great, but is this going to make this a bigger, better, stronger Twitter? I'm not necessarily sure. The one thing we do know, Giselle, is that he continues to say that he wants the edit button on there, because we've all done that before, where we've sent out a tweet and we've misspelled, or we've put something out and had this regret the next moment, the next morning. And he says that he's at least going to be able to do that, which, for us Twitter users out there is a welcome change too.
Yeah, we're in such uncharted territory, aren't we, still?
Yeah.
So Twitter makes $5 billion a year in advertising. Will advertisers leave Twitter?
It remains to be determined. I mean, you know, Twitter has to, under Elon Musk, I think what advertisers are going to have to do is figure out what sort of platform this is. Is this going to be something that stays in the vein of being of integrity, journalistic integrity? I don't know about you, Giselle, but, you know, Twitter is one of the first places I turn to as a journalist because I often can find breaking news faster on Twitter than I can on the news wires. And so it gives us all equal access and allows us access to politicians and influencers and world leaders and the ability to kind of have free speech. And so advertisers like that about Twitter. But if it becomes a hate-filled place, if it becomes a place where there's misinformation and people start to turn away from it, advertising dollars are going to turn away from it as well.
Right. And we obviously know the dangers, but what are some of the benefits you think, the top two?
Let's see. I mean, I think if you're a shareholder, I think this is money in your pocket and growth that you've been looking for because this investment has been really flat since it went public. So if you are a shareholder and you're looking to make money, which if you're, you're an investor, you want your stock price to go up, you've got it, right? You have the potential to make money right now. The other thing is that, you know, Twitter has been stalled. Twitter has been a very potent and powerful platform, but it hasn't done much in terms of innovation, in terms of changing, in terms of really harnessing its potential. Let's hope that Elon Musk, who is full of innovation and change and has a track record for really making big ideas come to life, does something exciting with Twitter. I think that's what has Twitter users excited because it really hasn't changed since I've been on it. It hasn't changed probably since you've been on it. Elon Musk has the ability to make some big changes. Let's see if he can really think outside the box and bring some new energy into Twitter.
Yeah, and make that $44 billion buyout worth it. Shibani Joshi, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your insight and perspective as always. We hope you'll come back.
Thanks.